Okay, the Heal the Lane part of the so-called prophecy. It's been twisted and retwisted and retwisted, but that's another story for another note. This is about healing the lame. This is about all the millions and millions of people that are crooked, limping, twisted, and about how I discovered how to untwist them. And how come none of the doctors and none of the medical organization and none of the drug agencies and none of the therapists have been able to accomplish this. First fact you have to understand is this doctor that you're going to with your life in your hand probably has never had your illness. And he's running a snake oil game on you about he feels your pain and know what you're going through. Yeah, he knows what he read about it. He knows what people have told him about it, but he does not know your pain. He does not know what you're going through. He knows that you believe him when he tells you that. I, on the other hand, am about to prove to you, because they can't do what I can do and they can't give you what I'm giving you. See, in order to develop what I've developed, you would have to have all these injuries, all of them, and live with them for a long term, so long that you would have to learn the long-term effects of these injuries in order to come up with the simplest solution for them in the first place, in order to come up with a counter to them, to these effects. Knowing the effects backwards and forwards and inside and out makes you able to stop it way back at the beginning. Because you live with it so many years, you know what to do about this part, you know what to do about that effect, you know what to do about this, and you even come up with a better way to do it than you did last time, and a better way than that, until you come up with a way that makes it a piece of cake for anyone.
Look at the popo.
Hey, I told you I'm recording. I don't need you telling me a butterfly went by. Okay, now, listen. Like I was saying, these people, you put your life in your hands, your life in their hands, they have never been in your position, okay? Most of the doctors you go to have never had your sickness nor your illness. They don't know what it's like to live with it. They don't know what you go through on a day-to-day except what they observe, what they read in a book in school, and what their patients tell them. All right, so they're learning it from you. Me, from the other point of view, I was there. I had these injuries. Everything's been broke from head to toe. I've been bit by every bug. I know what infection is like and skin problems and on and on and on. Vision problems, dental problems, intestinal problems, on and on and on. And what it's like to live with it for years and years without medical treatment. How bad it can get and all the side effects that can come from it in the chain reaction. But endured it so long, come up with your own little ways of dealing with it. And then it becomes ways of countering it. Then it becomes the ways of defeating it. If you get, that's called mastery of something. It depends on, you have to endure something for 10 years to master it. I don't care if it's a bow and arrow. You can become good at something in 2 years. You can know all about it. But to master it, it's going to take at least 10. And for every 10 years, you become another level of master. So they have not had a chance. They studied medicine for this long, but they have not studied it from my perspective as long as I have. In other words, they can't tell you as well as me why you're twisted, why you're crooked, why this muscle is pulling too tight, and why you're leaning more this way, why one leg seems shorter than each other, why one hip is going this way, why they can't tell you that. All right? They come up with crazy stuff like we're going to stop one of your legs from growing and give the other leg time to catch up. They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. They're coming from the outside in. Okay, it's a big game. It's a game just like you're running on people when you try to make them think that you're more than you really are, you know, by putting all your big money on top of the small bills or whatever, you know, driving a car that isn't paid for in a house that isn't paid for, but acting like you own all this stuff. It's that same game only in order to know your world, all you have to do is look in the mirror. That's all you have to do. And when you do that little facial expression when you're lying, when they do it, they're lying too. That's how easy it is to figure out the whole world. Just know yourself. That's what you need to focus on. I'm going to have to make this note short. I will elaborate on it later, but I have a visitor. I just wanted to make a note where I wouldn't forget to make a note. Okay, this has been a message from the SPS. As always, SY, Psy, save yourself. Servants of all, have you in mind. Be one of the ones. Be one.